On my car, I have a fully custom exhaust that I had built, and today in this video I'm going to be showing you what the exhaust is. So, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video, and if you haven't already subscribed, do so right now, because this is only the beginning of what's here to come on this channel. I'm going to look at one of the most done mods to really any car, and that's the muffler or the exhaust system. Now, like this car here, this car was really way too quiet when I first got it because it had the big, huge stock muffler on it, and it just was not really what I wanted it to sound like. And this is what it used to sound like. Yeah, you can't hear it. With how big that muffler was on that thing, there's no wonder you couldn't hear it. So we're going to jack up the car and look at what is on this and see why it is so loud. But in your head, before we jack this up, in your head you're probably thinking, $1,000, that's a lot for an exhaust when I can just go out with a Sawzall, cut off the muffler, and it'll be just as loud. But it's not always about how loud it is, it's about how good it sounds, I guess. Because sure, I've been in that stage where I grabbed a Sawzall and I chopped the muffler off, but it did not sound good. It was just insanely loud, and that's why I got a exhaust system on this one, a full exhaust, so it would actually sound decent and not just loud. So we're going to start off where it all starts with the headers. As you see here, I've got long tube headers on this car, and these ones are a lot smaller and a lot lighter than the stock header, or whatever you want to call it, was on there. It was big and chunky and really, really heavy. This one is a lot smaller and easier to get up in there and weighs a ton less. So with doing the headers, you lose a little bit of weight, which it's not enough to notice anything, but you still drop some weight. So now we're going to move back under the exhaust, we're going to jack it up and look at where it goes from there. So now we got the back end here jacked up, so we're going to give it a little shake test, make sure it doesn't fall, and now we're going to get under it and see where it goes from there. So as you see here, it comes down off of the headers. This is going up to the headers. That one's the other one coming over. And they go into this 2-to-1 collector, and then it goes into 3-inch pipe, and that'll go all the way to the back. Okay, so now we're on this side, and you see where it comes forward, and then it goes into this muffler right here, which is a Flowmaster FX. Off of that, it comes over, then goes over the axle, and then goes to my favorite part, which is right here, and it is this Y pipe. This, I don't know why I think this is so cool, but then it splits back off into a dual, and then from the dual it goes to the quad tips. That was a lot harder than I thought. It would be nice to have a 2-post lift or something like that so I can get up under it, but this is what we got, so we're going to work with it. But that's pretty much the whole exhaust system. It was a fully custom exhaust system built. It's all 3-inch pipe all the way back, all stainless steel pipe, and everything that was on there on the exhaust before is on there other than the cats. But that's pretty much the whole thing, so we're going to get some sound clips of what it sounds like with this fully custom exhaust. So first off, what we're going to do is we're going to get a startup on it. It's a little warm, so it might take a second to start. I got something that's not 100% perfect with it and got to figure that out, but we're going to get a startup on it, then we're going to bring it out and get some flybys, and then we'll get some just idle clips, and then we're going to finish off the video. So now we're going to start it up, get some idle clips, and then we're gonna go out and get the rest of the clips that we'll need. Yeah, this thing, I don't know how good the audio is because this thing's loud. I think it sounds pretty good, other than it's a little shaky on the startup. I don't know why, we're trying to figure that out right now. But for it being a V6, this thing sounds insane. So we got the car all warmed up, so we're gonna do a quick little pull, making sure there's no one around. Then we're gonna get some flybys, and then that's gonna do it for all the sound clips for this. Not even joking, right when I said I gotta watch out for cops, a cop turned onto the road I was on. So now we're in the clear. So we're gonna do one little pull here, then we're gonna set the tripod up, get that ready, do 1 or 2 flybys, and we're gonna call that good. So here we go. But while I have a full exhaust system on my car, you don't always need that to make your car sound good. Could just be putting a different muffler on your car, but 9 times out of 10, just cutting off your muffler, it just does not sound good. But that 1%, those cars can sound really good with just a straight pipe, no muffler, no nothing. But then most of the time, they're a lot better engineered than your Ford Focus or whatever that you chop the muffler off to make loud. It's just not made for that. And most of the time, it's probably hurting your engine too, making it not run good. So if you think the exhaust I put on this car was worth the money, then consider subscribing, hit that like button, and then please go down and comment anything you want me to do with this car, or possibly with another car in the future. Just give me some ideas. But that's gonna do it for today's video. I'm gonna try to do weekly videos, so stay tuned for those. Subscribe and put the bell on so you don't miss any new uploads. Peace.